They said it couldn't be done. They said it wouldn't happen. But fine listeners, I'm here, Al's here,
Hi.
to tell you that it's going to happen. Season 3 of Jared Now Watch has descended upon you.
Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun. Oh, man. We're here. We're back for
Again.
another season of watching a show and talking about it week by week.
Mhm.
That's what we do here on Jared Now Watch. I'm Jared, that's Anladium. She's Doc Owl.
Hi.
In case you were joining us for the first time.
Oh my goodness. Newbies.
Oh, yeah, we watch shows, we talk about it weekly, and we go through the entire run of a show. And, yeah, that's what we do. We watch and discuss.
Mhm.
If you are new to this, we've watched in previous seasons. We watched Sailor Moon Crystal, which is technically still incomplete.
Mhm.
We just finished up the season of Love Live Sunshine, which is also technically incomplete.
Mhm.
But it's probably going to be closer to completion than Crystal is at this point in time, with the way movies and all that stuff are. But now we've decided to move on to the next show that we decided on the drop of a hat. By being like, oh God, we need to find something. Let's do this, I guess.
Well, I mean, we've been having discussions for the past couple weeks, what are we gonna do? We could do this, we could do this, we could do that. And then today I was like, hey, you like this show, right? And you're like, yeah, I like this show. And I'm like, let's watch that show. Are you cool with that? And you're like, yeah. So then we discussed whether we both had access to it and then decided to roll with it.
We decided to roll with it. This will be a series that we'll be able to complete in full completion. Watching both seasons and the movie.
Wow.
Don't have to wait for anything because it's a show that's been off the air for a good long while. Probably coming up on what? Let's look when the movie came out. As this is gonna load and probably take 3 hours because that's the way things go. The movie came out in Japan in December 2011, so 7 years ago.
Wow.
So there you go. If you just haven't been paying attention to what the title of this episode is and are just very confused, we're going to be watching K-On! Mm-hmm. We move from one show with music to another show with music. And also, we continue our trend of shows with very dominant casts of women.
Yeah.
That seems to be our theme.
Eventually we'll watch a show with guys, maybe.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
So yeah, I have, like you said, I have watched the show previously. It was one of the first shows that I kind of went out of my way to watch when I got back into anime in 2013. Because it was something I kept seeing on Tumblr a lot. And I was like, I should check this out. And then watched it and I was like, oh, this is really good. And it also has the designation that if you watch it now, the English dubcast is just a who's who of people that are just incredibly big in the industry now.
It's insane.
If you want a good read through of that, I wrote an article on the website, seasonlanimecheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can check out a piece I wrote called The All-Star. It's the All-Stars of the K-On! English dub cast or something of that nature. It basically just goes into the entire casting. Here's who they are and what they have done and why this cast is just ridiculous.
The All-Stars of the K-On! English dub.
There you go.
I edited it.
You did.
And then when you showed me that, I'm like, wait a minute, I know what this is about. I remember this. But yeah, the dub cast is insane how huge these people are and how great they are.
Mm-hmm.
What a good dub.
It's true. It's ridiculous. Especially because this is a dub that came out in 2010. Ages ago when, anime wasn't that big, dubs were still kind of here and there in
And
terms
all
of
these people
quality.
were baby dubbers.
It's true.
Now they're like huge people in the industry, but they were babies at this point.
Especially because, like, at the time, like, if you look at this cast and look at it, like, at that time period, like, the biggest people, at least from, like, this first episode that we watched, would be, like, Laura Bailey and Karen Strausman, and they're just side characters.
Yeah.
And then now you would look at it, and it's almost like the inverse, where, like, the main cast is, like, the heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when time passes you by.
Well, and good dub actors get credit and more roles.
It's true.
I mean, not to say that Laura Bailey and Karen Strassman aren't, but like the rest of these people really, really deserve credit because they're good people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good at their jobs. I don't know if they're actually good people. I don't know them personally. They might, like, I don't know, kick puppies in their free time.
That would be very rude.
I guarantee V doesn't because she has an amazing Instagram.
That's how you know it's a good person. If they have a good Instagram.
Like, she posts like cute corgi pictures of her corgi, and she's got like one of those naked kitties. Not naked like my kitty is right now, but naked. No fur, yes. So I believe it that she does not kick puppies in her free time.
Well, there you go. Well, we should probably talk about this episode.
Yeah, so one thing that I want to say is I actually had no idea what this was about.
I think I wrote up a big thing about like shows that you should watch. I think I briefly mentioned it.
I think so.
But it was so long ago that you probably haven't looked at it in a while, so
I haven't.
You just knew this by name?
I still have the list.
Yeah.
But I haven't looked at it. I just remembered it was something you liked.
So essentially you can kind of boil this down to like all girls and they're in a band.
Yes.
And it's very slice of life. Like, I think if you compare this to something like Love Live Sunshine, where it's slice of life but more focused on drama, this is kind of the opposite, where it's a little bit less focused on drama. Like, a lot of these episodes are going to be very chill in that aspect, which is going to be, I think, a different shift in tone from going from Sunshine to this.
Okay.
But there is still, like, drama because it is a show, so there has to be that sort of thing. But like,
there has to be some kind of conflict.
It's not as heavy in the drama as like Sunshine was.
Okay.
But also we should mention that like I told you that when we were first starting this episode, this is a work from Kyoto Animation.
Oh yeah.
A studio that we are both big fans of.
Oh yeah.
You could definitely tell this is like one of their earlier works. Because it's not like they're not as crazy hyper detailed as like their more recent works are, and just like insane with animations and just quality and all that sort of stuff. Like, it still has that. It has good animations and quality, but it's just like,
I'm saying it's still really pretty.
It's definitely something you say like, oh, this came out almost 10 years ago.
Right. It's aged but pretty.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like you said, like you can tell that they weren't like in their groove yet.
But they're getting there.
They're getting there. It's still like one of the better looking things that I've seen. There's some bad looking anime out there. This is not one of them.
Yeah. Because like if you like something like Hyoka, I think comes out like a few years after this. So.
Oh. What a good show that is.
It's true. We did an episode about it.
Yeah, it's still like, it might literally be one of my favorite anime.
Yeah. We start this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And an alarm clock's going off.
Yep.
It's very loud.
Very.
We see a girl walk into another girl's room and is like, hey, you gotta get up. And this girl's like, oh god, I gotta go to school. She runs out, she slips and falls on her butt, and then does the fantastic toast and mouth trope. You gotta do that to start your anime.
You
and she runs to school and realizes she was very early.
Yeah. She set her clock wrong.
That girl is our protagonist, Yui Hirasawa. the main character of this show.
She has cute little barrettes in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that a lot. I kept looking at her barrettes while we were watching this. I like her barrettes. I would wear those.
So she goes through the first day and all that nonsense where you're getting mobbed by club applications and just flyers and all that sort of stuff. Like, hey, join a club, join a club, join a club.
That was a cute scene though, where she just like has flyers stuffed at her and she's like walking around like, ugh.
She doesn't know what to do, so eventually her friend and classmate Nodoka comes up and is like, hey, what are you doing? And Yui's just like, I don't know. And Nodoka's like, if you keep doing nothing, you're just going to become a NEET. He's like, oh god, no.
Savage.
We then get to meet some new characters. We meet Ritsu Tainika and Mio Akiyama as they are chit-chatting, and Mio's like, I'm going to join the literature club. And Ritsu's like, nope, we're joining the light music club.
I kind of screeched at you, and Mio, is that her name?
Yes.
When she appeared, because I was like, that's B. That's B. That's Christina B. I know that voice.
So they go to their teacher, Miss Yamanaka, and they're like, hey, what about the light music club? And she's like, well,
About that.
you need a couple more prospective entrants to make that club a thing.
Everybody graduated.
Everybody's gone. There's no club, technically. So you need to start from scratch. Yui comes in and is like, hello, I'm coming to get some papers. Oh, God, all the papers are everywhere.
No, like, she has no rhythm. She's awkward.
She's a klutz. Ritsu and Mio find the club room and give it a once-over. Another new character enters the fray, and that is Tsumugi Kotobuki. And she's like, hello, I'm looking for the choir club. And Ritsu's like, what if you join the light music club? And Mugi's like, I don't know. And then Ritsu goes on this ridiculous spiel, though. Oh, you remember when we had this fateful encounter at a concert and we were like, this is the moment, we're going to make a band together. And Mio's like, no, that's not entirely true. We were watching this concert on the television and you were the one very excitedly saying this. And while that happens, Mugi's just like, oh, this seems like fun. I will join your club.
You wacky girls.
So they go to like a fast food place and to talk over their idea to get more prospective students. Mugi gets very excited because she gets to order something off the fast food menu for the first time.
Also, we learned that she plays keyboard. Conveniently.
She plays the keyboard, Ritsu is the drummer, and Mio is the bass player.
The bassist.
Yes. So they need a guitarist.
Yep.
And they're like,
and a
oh,
vocalist,
God.
technically.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay. I'm jumping ahead of myself here.
You are. So like they try and come up with an idea to gain more members. The next day they meet up and they have made posters. And they choose one that looks the best. Yui walks by this big old like panel of club posters and it's like, ooh, light music. I bet they play light music like castanets and light stuff like that.
And then you get the little baby scene
Yep.
of the choop, 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 choop.
And you just see her talking to Nodoka one day at lunch and it's like, I think I'm going to join the light music club. And Nodoka's like, do you know how to play an instrument? And Yui's just like, yeah, castanets. And
I don't even know what a castanet
God.
is.
It's just like a clapper.
Is that really what it is?
Basically,
I mean, that's
yeah.
what it looked like,
Yeah.
but like I've never actually seen one or heard it called that.
Yeah.
I am uncultured. She was so into it when she was a kid, though.
She really
The
was.
teacher's like, you did such a good job.
So she hands in a club application form and is like, I guess I'll join. And then gets very nervous about joining because Nodoka's like, hey, you realize you're going to probably have to play like an actual instrument, not just the castanets. And she's like, oh no.
Oh no.
I've got to go tell them that I can't join. So she goes through like this horror spiel of like thinking that it's just going to all end badly and that the people in the light music club are just like metal addicts.
Or going to murder her.
Going to murder her. And then Ritsu startles her and she just freaks out. And then Ritsu brings her into the club room. They are very excited because they think that she is this fantastic guitar player. She knows how to play. She is ready to go.
Who's your favorite guitarist? Jimi Hendrix? Jimmy Page?
Oh, Jeff Beck?
Yeah, the whole Jeff Beck thing. I was like, Jeff Beck, really? But, sure.
Eventually, like they try and like just keep her in by like giving her tea and cake and cookies and all that. And eventually the gig's up and Yui's like, I have to quit. I don't know how to play an instrument. I know how to play castanets.
I was texting you, and when they were giving her like sweets, I was like, I would join if they gave me cake. And then they gave her cookies, and that's even better. Like cake and cookies. Yeah, I'd join.
Get ready for a lot of tea and cake and cookies.
I would learn how to play guitar for some cake and cookies.
It's true. So they basically beg Yui to like stay, and they're like, oh, what if we play you a song?
It's like Operation Get This Member to please join us.
And Yui's like, oh, okay.
I'll listen to one song.
So they play her a little jam.
Little ditty.
Little ditty. And at the end, Yui's like, oh, that was, you guys aren't that great.
Wrecked.
They're like, oh, thanks. But it was enough to convince Yui to join.
Because she's like, hey, if you guys aren't that great, then I'm also not that great. Maybe I can do it.
And she's like, but I don't know how to play guitar, so that's going to be kind of a problem. They're like, it's fine. We'll figure it out.
We'll teach you.
We'll teach you. And then the end is Yui talks with Nodoka again. It's like, well, I ended up joining. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm going to be the guitarist. And Nodoka's like, do you know how to play guitar? No. Do you have a guitar? No.
No.
Do you think they'll let me rent a guitar? No. Can I buy one for $50?
$50, right?
No.
No.
Which I guess I should say, like, this anime is interesting because they convert all the money into dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like a lot of animes are nowadays where they just don't even bother doing conversion. They just keep it in yen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the interesting things about this, which obviously, like we said, first debut, the English dub came out in 2010, so.
Right. Well, and the conversions are pretty similar. So like $50.
It's true, yeah.
Like what, 5,000 yen? Yeah. Something like that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you know anything about yen, then you
can kind of piece it together.
Figure it out.
But yeah, that is the end of the episode is, Yui's joined the Light Music Club. They have their 4 members. They are going to be a club. And they're going to go from there.
And then we get a musical ending.
We do. We have musical openings and endings.
That says something about lazy.
That spoil the band.
Yeah. There was a line in the opening that was talking about like rolling their skirt up 2 centimeters, and I thought that was pretty funny.
So you'll get a lot of that where it's they didn't dub the music in this.
No, and that's fine.
Yeah. But eventually, once we get enough into this, I'll be like, hey, you want to see some live performances of this?
Oh God. You know how I am about Love Live performances now. Like I watch them on the regular, so like that's dangerous territory for me.
They don't go so far as like playing the instruments. They do for like one of their songs.
Mm-hmm.
They learned how to basically perform one of the songs, but like for the rest of them, it's just like kind of like idol performances.
Oh, okay.
But hey, we have some trivia.
Neat. Hit me.
This is the debut appearance of a bunch of characters.
Yeah, no kidding. Since it's the first episode.
It's true. This episode was adapted from Chapter 0 and Chapter 1 from the manga.
How do you have Chapter 0?
Yeah, prequel.
Okay.
I don't know. It's the way manga works sometimes. Here are some differences from that. A couple scenes in this episode are original to the anime and not adapted from the manga. Ui waking Yui up and rushing to school. Ui is Yui's sister.
They named them Ui and Yui?
Yeah, UI and YUI.
Wow.
Yui coming to get Sawako from the faculty office and meeting both Mio and Ritsu for the first time. Ritsu's imagination of the concert she and Mio supposedly went to when they made the promise, Yui being stormed by numerous different club recruiters, and Ritsu taking a picture of their entire club members at that time. Sumugi's inquiry about the choir club is done later in this episode, taking place at the Light Music Club clubroom. In the manga, she inquires about it much earlier, but at the school faculty office. Yui's first ever meeting of Mio and Ritsu is done straight at the school faculty office when she goes to get Sawako, compared to the manga when her first meeting of them was when she went to the clubroom. The girl's call for Sawako in the manga is replaced with Yui in this episode instead. Mio does not have her bag with her when telling Ritsu about her intention on joining the literature club. And when finding out about the Light Music Club, Nodoka was with Yui in the manga. In this episode, she was alone when she first learned of them.
Huh.
So there you go.
Those are such odd changes.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So next time, we will be discussing episode number 2. It's called Instrument.
Do we get to learn an instrument?
We're going to go buy an instrument.
Right, we need a guitar.
And also learn an instrument, yes.
A little important.
So we got to make some money to buy a guitar, because those are expensive.
It's true.
If you are not aware.
They are. Although I looked on Amazon to see how much they were just out of curiosity. You can get like a set for about $100 with an amp and everything, but they're like garbage quality.
Yeah, like those are like the very, very beginner level ones.
I mean, she's very beginner.
I mean, true, like that would be fine for her, but like if you're wanting something like very good, like that's not going to cut it. And
No.
we're going to learn about that.
Okay.
So that'll be what we discuss next time. But hello, if you would like more from us, head on over to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Language Checkup and Season Language Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you want more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And go to Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. That's where we do Twitter. Before we go, this is customary for these first episodes. And this is kind of a weird question to ask because you don't really get a sense of like what's going to happen from this first episode. What do you think's going to happen throughout the series?
They're going to form a band.
Wow.
You asked.
I kind of set myself up for that one. I just lobbed that up and you alley-ooped it.
Yep. I don't know what any of that means, but yet you could basically just throw like mismatched sports references at me. I'd be like, yep, I did that. Sure did. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think that, I don't know. I hope they become friends.
It's just 36 episodes of them be like, I hate you.
No, I just want them to be friends. I think they'd be good friends. I mean, 2 of them already are.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Maybe they'll do like a battle of the bands. That'd be fun.
Because we're not even at the full strength yet.
Yeah, we don't have a full band because I've been spoiled that there's another person.
It's true. And you won't see them until like over halfway through the season.
Holy cow.
Yeah. But I can safely say that your prediction that they're going to form a band will be correct.
Yay!
What a shocker.
Yay.
So yeah, we will follow the trials and tribulations of unknown named band at the moment.
Unknown name band.
Yes, because they don't have a name yet, but they will eventually. And just see how things go.
My body is ready.
Your body is Reggie.
My body is Reggie.